What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Build Your Own House series. We are back out on the job site today to pick up on framing, kind of where we left off with you guys last time. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with the Build Your Own House series, so that is going to be that in the not too distant future. And the purpose of the series is to walk you through what it takes to build a home, all the way from lot selection through certificate of occupancy. And we're taking you through all the way. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and check it out from the beginning. But we're back on site and we've got some progress and we got lumber everywhere. Stacks and stacks of lumber and zip and some more lumber. And there's some more Advantech tomorrow that's going to be there in the morning because we have started to frame the second floor. Now, one thing that really sucks is muddy job sites. There is nothing you can do to stop this. Mother Nature. You guys hear me all the time about it, but I think like 17 of the last 19 days at this point have been rain. So you're bound to get some mess around. So we're actually gonna, tomorrow, I think in the afternoon is supposed to be pretty dry and we'll come through and sweep it up. And this will be the first time that we will have swept up the Advantech X Factor. So I'm thinking it should actually sweep up better than normal subflooring especially, but even better than regular Advantech. I think the surface being smoother is going to be easier to get stuff cleaned up on. But as far as updates go, now, and it's probably really hard for you guys on camera to see how tall it feels in here, but having 10-foot ceilings just feels great. And again, the entryway over there is gonna be 20 feet, you gotta be 20 foot, 10-foot main level, 1 foot for the floor assembly, 9-foot second floor, get you 20 feet. And that's gonna be the same story for the staircase assembly, from down here up there, be 20 feet tall. So in the last video, we talked some about load transfer. We'll get down to the basement once we have some stairs and it's easier to bring you guys down there and show you how some of the load transfers through the floor system. But load transfer also continues from the second floor system downwards. So you'll see that our floor joists land on our wall studs, right? So we're transferring that load down. And technically, when you have a double top plate like this, you don't need them to stack. You can have staggered floor joist with double top plates. Perfectly allowed, no big issue, but it doesn't hurt to stack them when and where you can. So you guys can kind of follow the studs and see everything stacks out along the whole back of the house. All stacked. Beautiful things. Little stuff like that makes me happy. So I don't know if you guys caught this, but this guy here sits below the floor joist. And that is a triple laminated 14-inch LVL. And that's because we have a long span with no supports under it, and it has to carry the load of a second floor above it. So a regular double 2x12, there's no way. You would end up a couple years down the road with a nice big old sag in the middle of it. So that's an expensive piece of lumber. And yes, I'm certain you'll see that we have hangers here and no hangers there. There will be hangers there. They're just not in yet. They don't have to be in right at this phase, right? You can come back through once the rest of stuff's done, get them in. Just make sure anytime you have floor joists running into a header, use hangers. Don't just use nails. Quite naturally, when your floor joists are sitting on the top of a wall assembly, you don't need hangers because the wall is carrying that load for you. This guy is just a regular triple 11.25 LVL, because its span is actually going to be a little bit shorter. So this one is going to have another section of wall that comes out there and it's going to support it. So there's not going to be as much weight on that guy as there is on this guy. I mean, it's not a whole lot to go over on a video with you guys for changes from the last video, which is why we'll be out again tomorrow and you guys will get to see some more, but a lot happened. Again, this is a lot of lumber that went up and they actually ran out of 2x12s today. The lumber yard dropped. That bunk there is for that. But the thing that'll change the most tomorrow morning is there's gonna be a crane with steel here at 7 a.m. again, because we have a steel beam in the garage, a couple of them, that go, one beam goes from that corner there clear across that corner there. And then another beam goes from that lovely assembly there, and it will bolt into the side of the beam there, creating this big T section of steel beams. If I remember correctly, I think they're 16s, and we will not need to have any lolly columns in the garage. They were all sized, so they're free span to carry the weight of the bedroom above it without having to have a pesky post in the middle of your garage that coming home late at night, you're sleepy and you end up running into or opening your door. No thanks. So that's today's framing update. We'll catch you tomorrow. So it'll be a day for me, a few seconds for you guys. See you in a jiff. The next day, and we're back on site to pick up with where we left off framing yesterday. And you guys will see I got looks to be a raised wall behind me. Subfloor with nothing above me. Yeah, I'm up on the second floor. They got the rest of the second floor floor joist in today, and they got most of the Advantech X Factor down. Still got some to put there, and that runs, I think, a little bit further forward. I can't remember exactly where that one ends. That one might run all the way forward. Yeah, things I should know off the top of my head, but I don't. I'm starting up here because I'm running out of daylight, and that's my way up here. I had to kind of walk up the stringers there, scale into the wall there, not fall out and jump over there. And I am not an agile and nimble individual, and I don't have the greatest balance. So, you know, I was just like, let's not die today. It's starting to dry up a little bit. You see just some puddles left. We got a whole lot of lumber left out here. A lot left to build, whole roof assembly to build. Probably still 2-ish weeks out from wrapping up with framing. But while we're up here, let's do a quick run through of what this upstairs floor plan looks like. So you'll come up the stairs here. You've got a hallway here that runs down, and then it runs straight down that way. And then the whole master wing is this entire back of the house. So you'll come in, this is where the door is gonna be to get into the master bedroom. You'll turn right to get into the actual bedroom. Right in front of you, that is the master closet that goes from those chalk lines over to these chalk lines. And then this is the master bathroom. Big freestanding tub there, big shower there, toilet room over there. We come out of the master, and then there's a laundry room here that kind of sits in the middle of the floor plan up here. Then you've got one bedroom back here. You've got another bedroom there, and you got another bedroom up there in the front. And then that bedroom has its own bathroom attached to it. And then these two bedrooms share a Jack and Jill. And then so that's why the laundry is centralized. So easy to get to, easy to get to, easy to get to, and easy to get to. Yeah, so I'm excited to see the walls start going up here, because the thing I really can't wait to see is the front facade of the house with these opposing roof lines, you know, that give it that more modern look, and I'm super stoked to see that. One thing I wanna mention before we go back downstairs, and you guys won't be able to hear this, but I am jumping up and down on this floor deck. There is not a peep of anything and virtually no deflection. When you use Advantech and you use the Advantech adhesive, you get a wonderfully quiet floor. And you know, as long as your spans are good, you also get minimal deflection, right? Most of your deflection is going to come from your span and the lumber choice there, but the quietness really comes from the glue and the Advantech. I just love how solid it feels. Now that we've seen our tour up here, we'll jump downstairs. So I can show you guys how our beams went in, right? Because remember, we got a beam that runs under here, and we got another beam that tees off and comes this way. So I'll meet you guys downstairs so long as I don't fall to my death attempting to get there. I made it down in one piece while she was laughing at me as I'm trying to scale down this. And yeah, like I said, not limber. And so now it's dark in here, right? Because we got a ceiling above us, the floor deck's in. I can't wait to be in here during the day when the sun's up to see how much light pours in through that big guy there, those big guys there. And when we were out yesterday, we showed you guys that there were no hanger brackets, which we told you is not a problem, right? You come back, you can add hanger brackets. You guys will see all the hanger brackets are in. And you'll see that it is still a little dirty in here. Andrea did a whole bunch of garbage pickup earlier in the day. We try and clean up what we can every day on site, throw what garbage away we can. But we're gonna do Saturday, because nobody's gonna be here working, we won't be in anybody's way. We're gonna come in and we are going to sweep every square inch of this house. Now, some people might think that's a little pointless while people are still traipsing stuff around. I don't agree. I think we need to take the time, clean it up. A clean job site is a safe job site. I believe that thoroughly. And you're probably wondering, man, these weren't all diagonaled all over the place earlier. So before you start really locking in your next floor, you need to make sure all your walls are plumb, level, everything is square. So you do all that and then you lock them back to tie down spots in the house so nothing can move as you're finishing the home. And then the second story, the same thing will happen before they build the roof. That'll get all, plumbed, squared, leveled, and then they'll build the roof system, put all the decking on there. And then once all the decking's on the roof, all the sheathing's on the outside of the house, then we pull all the bracing out. And you'll see, we have bracing in the garage for the same exact reasons. Let's jump down here and we could take a look at these beams. So we told you guys, remember we were running from side to side and then from the wall, that big support out to here. And then you guys will see all those bolts. That's because they are bracketed together, right? So there's an L bracket that's welded into this beam, and that beam also isn't just cut there. You just cut the flange, the beam extends in, plus your welded angle iron, your bolt throughs and everything. And that is what supports all the living space above it. A lot's changed in 2 days, I would say. And we'll kind of walk out here and see some of the cutoffs that are left behind. So some of the short stuff is completely useless. What we do, instead of throwing it in a dumpster, is we have like 13 acres and we can burn, have big bonfires. So we take all the lumber that is too short to use for anything and put it in our bonfire pile, and we just have big old bonfires, and it saves us from having to dispose it. All the sheet good, since there's resins and epoxies in it, we don't burn those. They smoke too much, you don't want to breathe that stuff in, it's all bad. However, when you have longer drops left, save those. Save your 2x6s, save your 2x10s, save your 2x12s that are over 16 inches, because those come in perfect for doing all of your cabinet blocking in the house, so you're not buying more lumber. So what we do is we'll actually set all those aside and we save all of them. And then at the end of the project, if we have any leftovers, that's when we go ahead and burn it. So that's gonna be part of Saturday's project, is kind of picking up all of our lumber. And normally the framers would just throw that stuff in a dumpster and keep it clean themselves. We've asked them not to, because we'd rather take it home and burn it. So it's on us to pick all of it up, and we do that once a week for cutoffs. It's too much to pick it up every day, load up a truck, bring it back. It's just easier to do it once a week, get it all tidied up. So I hope you guys are liking the Build Your Own House series. As always, if you guys have any questions, put them in the comments below. We will do our best to get you guys an answer. We appreciate every one of you tuning in. If you can, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. See you on the next episode.